If you're playing a video game for the first time, what are you going to find out? What are the controls? And what's one of the worst things that can happen when you're playing a video game? The buttons get stuck. Think of this. Your brain is the controller for the video game of life. And when we feel stuck, like we can't get ourselves to do what we want to do, whether that's staying off alcohol or drugs or feeling stuck in depression, anxiety, in our relationship. What if there's buttons that are stuck in our brain? And the goal is to find out how to get those buttons unstuck. Well, I experienced this for myself when I was trying to stay sober, going back time and time again. And I realized that there was this deep pain, shame, depression, anxiety that drew me back to the solution of drugs and alcohol, which I was never going to stay away from without figuring out how to solve that deeper issue. And I tried meds and counseling and all kinds of things that never really worked until I tried something different. I saw the same thing happening, even after getting sober, in some of my relationships, where I would get trapped into this thought pattern that would suck me under the riptide, and I had to find ways to get out of that, which I couldn't do through thinking alone. You see, our biology is the gateway to emotional freedom. Working on our thoughts, working on our feelings definitely has a lot of power, but there's certain parts of our biological engine that will stay stuck until we work on healing from the bottom up at the cellular level through easy lifestyle therapy strategies that help kickstart our engine and tap in to the healing genius of nature within each of us. Way back in the day, this guy named Rene Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." And thus, we had the Cartesian split, where we looked at the brain and the mind as completely separate from the body, and this whole medical model that's built on this premise. Well, the mind, the brain, and the body are very deeply connected. And after all, the brain is part of the body, and the feelings we feel are sent down into the body, so that when we honor brain-body connection, seeing them as one thing, we open up a whole arena of healing strategies that can be massively effective, especially when meds and counseling are helping, but not quite enough, and we still feel stuck. There's a biological system that's responsible for nearly every behavior that we have, from circadian rhythms that influence when we fall asleep and how easy it is to wake up, to our hunger, which is associated with the hormone ghrelin. Even the happiness trifecta of oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin are the chemical substrate of all the good feelings that we have. There's also the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, which act like a seesaw, which we experience as the stress and relaxation response. When we're feeling out of sync and noticing how hard it is to do the things we want to do, to feel the things that we want to feel, looking at ways that our biology is out of alignment can give us fertile ground to install habits and lifestyle strategies that bring that biology back into alignment so we can experience the well-being that we're seeking. Now, you could say there's 100, 1,000 strategies that help us improve our health. And we don't need all those, just a handful would do. And the key is finding the ones that fit for you, that are interesting, work with your schedule, and that you'll actually do. Of all those strategies, they'll trace down to leverage the principles of nature that we're also a part of to help us optimize our biology for breakthrough and bring that sense of vitality back into our lives as we do the things that support our biology to support the behaviors that we're seeking to bring in and create the outcomes that we're looking for. And this is a lot of common sense stuff. No need to get fancy here. It's the same kinds of things that we've heard throughout our lives. Eat well, get good sleep, and get regular movement into your week. This can seem like a lot, especially if you're already feeling stuck. Let's go through each one of them, and I'll offer some little mindset and strategy shifts that might help you to get started and take those small next steps that lead to the bigger ones, that lead to the momentum you're looking. Dr. Uma Naidu is a nutritional psychiatrist. She wrote the book, The Food-Mood Connection. She offers a great piece of advice when we're looking to improve our diet, which is, don't think about taking anything out of your diet. Instead, think about 1 or 2 things that you can add in. The more we add in those healthy foods, then we start to notice the difference. There was a study out of Australia that showed for every serving of fruits and vegetables that we add into our regular lifestyle, we have a noticeable increase in life satisfaction. It could be broccoli or bananas or cashews or whatever it is. Start small. Whatever healthy foods you're eating now, level it up just a little bit, and you'll see how your brain starts to level up and helps you take more action as you start to feel better. Start small, stay consistent, and build from there. The same goes with exercise. I heard in passing one time that the mistake people make in trying to start an exercise routine is they make the on-ramp far too steep. Instead, think of the smallest measurement of increase that you could use today or tomorrow to kickstart your engine, and notice that increase of vitality. It builds from there and allows you to do more and more as time goes on. When I really got started on my healing journey 4 years ago, making the choice to be sober, I was 60 pounds heavier. And I knew I couldn't dive into exercise like I used to. So I started stretching for 5 or 10 minutes at night. And after a few days, my body was asking for more. So I took a little jog around the block and then did some more advanced yoga poses. And over the course of a few months, I started building and turned it into a habit. And I noticed the days that I exercised, I feel more energy. I feel happier and motivated, more confident. I even made better nutritional choices. I'd sleep better at night. All of these benefits compounded and helped me put effort towards the other areas of life that would build up my sense of self, the progress that I was making, and continue driving my life forward. You may notice the same thing. When was the last time you had intentional movement built into your day? What are you doing now? And what is the smallest step you can take to start leveling up and noticing that same increase of energy and clarity and confidence for yourself? Let's talk about sleep. Chances are you may be sleeping way too much or way too little. And getting into a regular sleep schedule, quality rest, can make such a big difference. When our sleep suffers, everything suffers. Something I noticed helped a ton was getting early sunlight exposure. I started doing this a year or two ago based on the recommendation of the Huberman Lab podcast. When I started my day with 5, 10, 20 minutes of sunlight, I noticed how much easier it was to fall asleep and wake up in the morning. Now, depending on where you live, you might get up before the sun comes up. Even so, just wait for that sunrise. Watch the sunrise and notice how your sleep gets more and more consistent, more and more restful as you use this natural setting that life offers us, sunlight, to tune in to our biological clocks and get that clock in sync with the world around us. It also helps throughout the day to expose your eyes to sunlight. At noon, at midday, in the evening, just a few minutes can help your body understand, hey, It's going to be time to go to bed in a few hours. This is the time when my energy is going to start ramping up. And without this information of how the sun is tracking across the sky, we can find ourselves foggy or wired or having trouble getting out of bed and starting the day. This is one that works really quickly. After a few days or a week of getting yourself sunlight into your eyes early in the morning, I promise you'll start to feel a difference. As I said, there's hundreds of strategies that you could use. Plenty of them are available online and are easy to find based on your unique health situation. As you look at the information that's available, remember to experiment, tinker around, see what works and what doesn't. The most important thing is consistency. And as you notice the benefit of the previous strategies that you put into your life, feeling better and building from there. That sense of vitality, clarity, motivation, energy, it's all there for us to have when we tap in to the healing genius of nature and optimizing our biology for breakthrough. You've got this. What are 2 small steps that you can take in the next 48 hours to level up your health and get some of those buttons in the brain unstuck by supporting your biology to support the behaviors that you want to see in your life? Drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.